Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Why Real Estate. My name is Lane Thompson. I am your host and producer, and today I wanted to talk about the benefits of investing in real estate. Now, for those who do real estate investing, there's a reason they do it because there are so many multiple things that are beneficial financially, tax advantage, other things that we're going to go through as to why real estate consistently, with the benefits that it comes with, outperforms stocks and other potential investments. So I'm going to go through a list of 8 things, and here they are. First of all, there's built-in demand. Okay, and when you look at the overall numbers, there are a lot of people, and people need a place to live. And the fact that home sales have remained similar to what they were in 1995, yet we have 70 million more people in the United States, can tell you that there is pent-up demand. Now, that affordability's got to come down to get to that, but know that in time, whether it's commercial, residential, whatever it may be, land, that there is built-in demand for that. Second, leverage. So if you buy a stock for $10,000, okay, the value of that stock that you have is $10,000. The difference with real estate is if you buy a $100,000 property and you put $10,000 down, that is worth $100,000. Now, your equity may only be at the time $10,000, but you're reaping the benefit of leveraging your money to increase the value of that money. You know, by having a property or multiple properties that you leverage risk over, and it's a much more effective way, okay, to increase and grow your wealth. Third thing is cash flow. So obviously cash flow would reference, you know, what is it, your total amount of received revenue or rents on a property minus any expenses. And frankly, in Utah, it's difficult to cash flow right now because of how high prices are. But there are other parts of the country where you can do that. You know, for example, one state that comes to mind is Ohio. You don't nearly see the increase in appreciation that you do in Utah in Ohio, but you do see a lot more cash flow. Okay, so month over month, your money, it getting paid back to you, keeping the basis of the value of your investment, and then you also leverage that investment and create cash flow so that you have extra money coming in on top of your expenses. And then I mentioned with that is appreciation when I did the Ohio and Utah comparison. Appreciation can be anywhere from 3 to 4% annually. With inflation recently, appreciation mirrored inflation increase and went up exponentially, especially during 2020 and 2021. You know, in some parts of Utah, we saw 30 to 35%. It's not that the same nationwide, but appreciation is another reason. Fifth would be tax benefits. All of us can depreciate an investment property over 27 years or a commercial investment property over 39 years. One thing to consider is how can you get the most benefit out of it? As a real estate professional, and I have that designation with the IRS, I can do what's called cost segregation. And I have friends who work full-time jobs who have properties that their wife manages, and she is the real estate professional, okay, or has a designation with the IRS. Why is that important? Because you can accelerate your depreciation rather than over 27 years. I can do it over 5 years, for example, and it's saved me, whatever the going tax rate is, that additional amount of money, you know, on a property that's spread out over 5 years. So the accelerated benefits are much quicker. Now, obviously it goes into the cycle, and the other thing you can do once it's caught in there so that you don't get taxed is continue to 1031 exchange, which is another tax strategy to leverage real estate and increase your wealth and cash flow. Another benefit of it is as a primary residence, you can write off the interest expense, which most of us do and should do, as you know, as long as, especially those of us that have those low interest rates from a few years ago. One of the reasons you do it, and I mentioned this briefly, is it's an excellent hedge against inflation, which we have experienced these last few years. Real estate tends to go up in value, you know, as inflation does. Okay, and it's not the same for any other cash. You put cash anywhere else, it's not going to get quite the same return. So with that inflation increase, landlords, for one, can pass on the increased cost of renting or living expense to the renters. Okay, and then last thing I wanted to touch on is control. You know, you hear the term buy high, sell, or buy low, sell high, excuse me, but got that backwards. But you can control it, okay? So when the market's doing well and you want a 1031 exchange, you decide when you sell that property. You do it when it's most advantageous to you to either buy or sell, which isn't always the case with some investments that you can't control. Other things to think about when it comes to real estate investing, if you don't want to be a property manager, real estate investment trusts, okay, they can pay. There's many of those composites on the S&P 500, or you go to the market to do that. You can become part of funds where you own a portion of a fund, right? You're a limited partner. Potentially, to get the tax break benefits, you'd need to be a member of an LLC and have somebody else that put that LLC together as a syndication of some sort. To be able to do that, you could as well. But you can see there are massive benefits to investing in real estate, and would be curious what you guys think and what strategies you've done. But reach out if you have questions for me on any of it. Thanks.